Hey besties, welcome back to another amazing video. Welcome here, my name is Mona, and today's video I'm going to teach you how to make Greek yogurt from the comfort of your home. This video will teach you step by step on exactly how to achieve this exact result. Now please hit the subscribe button and let's get started. Now I want you to understand that before you make any yogurt you need a culture. Now a culture can be gotten from two ways. You can either get culture from a yogurt that has culture in it, or you buy culture from the market like this one I'm holding in this video. This is sold for 2,500 naira as of July 2025. You can get this from a baking store. Now either you use this or you walk into a supermarket and buy any yogurt of your choice, but ensure that the yogurt you're buying contains culture. Let it be written on it. It contains life culture, and not just life culture, it is unsweetened. So if you're going to buy any Greek yogurt that you want to use as your culture, make sure it contains life culture in the ingredients, and also make sure that it is unsweetened. This is very important. Okay, now let's move on to the next step. The milk I'm using in this video is a powdered milk. I got this from a baking store and it's called Lacto-Rich. I got half pint and I'll be using this for 3 or 4 times. Now things you need is 2 containers. You've been using your measuring cup, and you'll be also be needing a sieve like so. Now first step is this: you're going to put your plastic container like the one I'm using. You can use stainless. I think it's safer to use stainless. Okay, bring out your stainless or your plastic container and then measure in 4 cups of milk. You can do any measurement you like, but understand that the basic rule is this: for each cup of milk you will need 1 cup of hot water and 1 cup of ordinary lukewarm water, which means if I'm doing 4 cups of milk, it means I'll be using 4 cups of hot water. When I mean hot water, I mean boiling hot water, and I would need 4 cups of lukewarm water, which is ordinary room temperature water. So you can see me here, I'm measuring it out. I have measured out the milk. Now it's time for me to pour in the lukewarm water. I'm going with the lukewarm water first because this is just a technique I use. So I'm going to pour in 4 cups. I've poured two. I'm going to make it four. Ensure that you're measuring it so well so that you don't make mistakes and so you don't have a bad result. So now I've poured in my 4 cups. I'm going to go ahead and stir it. I'm being careful because I don't want it to spill. I like to use this 2-liter container so that I can check the measurement of my results. I like to stir this up a bit before I bring in the hot water. Now you can go ahead and pour in your hot water. Again, whatever measurement you're using, pour in your hot water and then stir the whole mixture up. You definitely have to be careful when you're stirring it. If you're using a container like the one I'm using, as you can see, I'm being careful, but I'm also making sure that I stir out the whole bump. Ensure that there's no bump anywhere, but if there is, don't worry. For this step, we're going to now sieve out our mixture. You're doing this because you want your overall result to be smooth. So you're going to sieve this part of um the milk. Sieve out your milk, take out the bumps if there's any bump. I don't know if it's bump or bumps, but you know what I'm saying. Any clogged milk, this part would help you take it out. Set this aside and please come back to always check. Now the checking aspect is very important. How you check is dip in your finger. If you can retain the heat for at least 10 seconds, 10 seconds, count down to 10. If you can retain the heat, then it means that your culture is ready to go in. If you can't retain the heat, if it's too hot for you that you have to bring out your hand, then it means that the milk is not ready for you to bring in your culture. This process will make or break your yogurt. Please pay attention, right? Make sure you can dip your finger into the mixture for at least 10 seconds. Intentionally count 10 seconds. Until then, do not bring in your culture, I beg you. If not, you're going to waste your milk. Count down to 10. If you can retain the heat, if it's not too hot for 10 seconds, then you know it's time for you to bring in your culture. Now when it's time for you to bring in your culture, you can now scoop out at least 3 or 4 spoons, right? Just 3 or 4 spoons of your mixture, and then open your sachet of culture, which is a life culture I got that I showed you guys earlier. Bring it back in, open the sachet and pour it into the mixture of milk that you have set aside. Now let it dissolve for maybe 60 seconds. Then use a spoon, a tiny spoon, and stir everything together. Allow it, just give it time for it to really sink into the mixture, right? Let it melt in before you pour it back into the overall mixture. Don't wait too much. All this waiting should be at least less than 60 seconds. Okay, don't wait too much so the water doesn't get too cold. So for your culture to still remain alive, you need a particular temperature, right? So you have to maintain that temperature while mixing it up before pouring, and also maintain that temperature after you've poured in your mixture into the milk itself. Okay, so don't waste too much time. Just do this as snappy as possible. Stir until you don't see any yeast flying on your mixture, then pour it in. Once you pour it in, you can bring your wicks and whisk it or use your spoon. You can see here that I did both. I used both the wicks and I used both the spoon, right? Now this again is the most important stage of making a Greek yogurt. Be very intentional, pay attention, be careful when or before you bring in your culture. Now we're going to go ahead and sieve this mixture again. I apologize if I think I will end up using the background music, but I'm trying so hard to not do that so that you guys can really hear every instruction from the video. Hence why I might not be adding a background music, but if I do, then good. Right, so I cleaned up my space, and at this point it is time for me to make sure I store this so well that it gets cooked. When I mean cooked, it gets cooked. So you see me here, I cover the container, just cover your mixture, and now look for a dark cloth. I couldn't find a dark cloth, but this would work. Just look for a cloth or anything you can use to wrap your mixture. If you have a black nylon, you know that thing they call poly bag, or yeah, poly bag, put it inside, wrap it up. It needs a dark space. And if you have an oven in your house, if you have an oven that is empty, or even if there's something inside, like mine, I keep stuff in mine. I just had to open mine, bring out some of the things that I kept in mine, and put my yogurt. This is usually where I keep it because it's dark, and to just let it cook. When I mean cook, I don't mean you light your um oven, just leave it there. Okay, it doesn't need fire, it doesn't need anything, just leave it there. It needs a dark space for it to marinate, for it to transform into your yogurt. Now this is the next morning. I know it's so quick, but yeah, this is the next morning. You need 8 hours, just keep it there for 8 hours, maximum 10 hours, right? And let's open it up. At this point I was really hoping for a miracle because I was low-key scared. This was 4 cups of milk, right? Every single time I make yogurt, no matter how many times I've made it, I always feel this part is like it makes or breaks the process, right? So I always try to stay optimistic, and I hope that the yogurt comes out perfect. So as I see me, I'm here in the kitchen with my kids and we're trying to open up the yogurt. Now open it up and I saw, oh my god, everything is perfect. This is like a perfect, one of the perfect yogurt I've ever made. You can see how thick, creamy, and less bump. It's just perfect. Okay, if you've gotten to this part of the video and you haven't subscribed yet, please, my friend, this process is not easy. Okay, motivate me, keep me here for you by subscribing, by liking, and by leaving a comments in the comment section. If this was helpful or useful, it will really do well. Please subscribe, please like, and please drop a comment. So this is the next step. The next step after this is to sieve it. If you want to make a Greek yogurt, this part is very important because you have to sieve out the wee water, or rather let's just call it wee. And I want a Greek yogurt because I use this for parfait, I use this for my low um for calories. Generally I'm trying to watch my calorie intake. I just prefer Greek yogurt, to be honest. So I use this to sieve it. This is like a material I bought from the market. If you want me to find out the name of the material, let me know in the comment section. I'll do that and attach the name. But all this will do is just take out the water. So this water is important. Okay, it's also useful. You can use this for your smoothie, you can use this for tea, you can use this for smoothie. It is very, very has high nutrients, right? So what I usually do is put a sieve under it and then put in the bag of yogurt. Okay, if you don't do this process, you still have a very good yogurt that is also healthy. You can skip this process, just sweeten your yogurt or add your flavors, and that is it. Okay, but me, I want this as a Greek yogurt, hence why I do this. So I leave this on here for 20 minutes or 30. If I want the yogurt too thick, I leave it for longer. If I don't want it too thick, I leave it for a shorter period. I did 20 minutes and I came back and, you know, transferred the yogurt into my bowl. Remember that I stick with using the same items that I showed you guys in the beginning. Okay, the same ones. Okay, so I transferred my yogurt into a container, and the process was actually very annoying because, of course, messy is the word, but it was worth it because I still had to take out every single bit of my yogurt from the fabric. For safety reason, before you use your fabric, use hot water to wash it. After using it, store in a tight nylon or something so it doesn't get infected. Okay, so now look at me with my yogurt. It's ready. I'm so excited. And this process is again optional, but I like my yogurt very smooth. So what I do is I use my wicks and I mix it for as long as possible. Okay, like I mix it up for as long as possible just to create that creamy smooth effect. And after mixing and getting like the consistency that I want, now if you want a sweetened yogurt, this is the time for you to add your sweetener. You can use your sugar, your plain sugar. You can use honey, or you can use the other kind of sweetener we have, like this scavra, anyone you want to use. I don't want it sweetened, I like it unsweetened. Okay, now for me who wants it unsweetened, for anyone watching it who wants it unsweetened, the next stage is for us to add our flavor so it smells nice and tastes nice. And I personally use two major types. I use the strawberry essence and I use this vanilla essence. Combination of that gives me very creamy. Oh my, when I mean creamy, it gives me this sophisticated, nice smell, aroma, fragrance. It's just perfect, right? Remember, you can use this yogurt for anything. You can use it as anything, as a creamer. You can use this for your parfait. You can use this for literally anything. I use this for oats. I use this for my overnight oats. I use this for, see, countless of things. Okay. And if you want me to show you stuff you can use your yogurt for, let me know. I will drop shots on that. Okay, you're going to stir this up and refrigerate it like I'm doing, or like I would do, or like you see me do. I just want to beg you guys, if you haven't subscribed yet, please hit the subscribe button and support my ministry. If you'll be trying out this recipe, let me know in the comment section. And if you've tried making homemade yogurt, let me know in the comment section how everything turned out. I had one bad experience with making Greek yogurt, and after then, trust me, it got better. Okay, share your own experience with me if you've tried making Greek yogurt, and if you'll be trying out this recipe, let me know in the comment section. Please, again, like this video, share this video, and drop a nice comment. Subscribe to my channel. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Mwah.